Yo, what's up? What's going on? It's Lugo back again with Fat to Fit day 44. Today we did some back, biceps, and some rear delts. Um, I started off doing some deadlifts up from last week. I think last week I did 225. This week I did 235. These are like the only exercise that I didn't really go up from sets initially, just because I haven't pulled consistently in a long time. And also, like, I am doing a lot of lower back work already. I'm doing good mornings, deadlifts, RDLs, so I don't really feel the need to go from a 3 by 10 to like a 4 by 10. Just because I really want to keep a lot of work in the upper back, and I'm getting a lot of lower back work just from like barbell rows and then all the other hinge movements I'm doing. So I don't really feel like I need to push deadlifts that high with volume. I did it initially when I started lifting, but I honestly don't even feel like that was necessarily a great thing to do. I mean, I got really strong on deadlift, but it ended up just being better later on just to do heavy work and not that many sets for me. Because I mean, I think the best thing about doing high work deadlifts is that your technique gets really good, um, but it also wrecks your lower back, man. And I'm also trying to, well, I also squat tomorrow, so you know, not trying to get a little too crazy there. I definitely felt my hip position being set better here on deadlifts, and not dipping when I was pulling the bar first, so that's good. Moved on to these. I was trying to figure out how to do these single arm pull downs, and it just felt weird. Like the stretch felt good at the top, but I didn't know how to bring it down and like get a good contraction on the bottom. So I did one set, which was really good for activating my lats. Really stretched it out. Normally I would do like a straight arm pull down or something, but this was a way better stretch. So I did like one set here. I think it's like 7 reps. And it was just weird, like being at the bottom. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do the regular pull downs that I've been doing, because I was gonna do all my sets here, but I was like, it just feels weird. But it did help. The stretch at the top was, better than anything that I've been able to get from the pull downs, and I think it probably works better as a warm up here, just because on both sides, like I get a different feeling on both sides, because my left arm is ends up being closer to the top of the cable, so it's like straight, and then the right one ends up being further, so it like curves out, and I can't really get closer because there's something blocking my body from being able to get closer on the other side. So I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna do these as a warm up, and then I found a way to do my normal pull downs and get some better. Like here, I was using the bench as like a stop, and really like bringing in my stomach and trying to arch my upper back to get a really good contraction in the lats. And it felt good, but I also felt it a lot in my triceps, which is weird. I've have had a few times where I've been doing pull downs where I really feel it in my triceps as well, but this was like crazy, and I couldn't distinguish the difference between the lat and the tricep pump. So, but I did feel it a little bit, or like in my lats as well. But I couldn't tell because my triceps were like pretty pumped after this. Uh, and I think the bottom really is where I struggled to keep a proud chest, and I think that's probably why I got so much of a tricep pump, because I was like caving in at the bottom, which you want to like keep it proud up and keep your chest up, your back arched up, and I kept going down. But they felt good. I'm not gonna lie. This definitely felt better than what I've been doing, especially because there's actually support, and like I don't have to lean back, and I'm not swinging as much. Man, these barbell rows are feeling great too. I went up 9 pounds, 10 pounds, to try to get within the rep range more, and they were still felt easy. And I'm still getting a good stretch. I'm using a 25 and a 22 here, because the plate, I don't have like a something else to stand on without having to bring out more plates. So I was like, I'm just gonna use 25s for now, so that way I could get this stretch that I really want. I think when I've done barbell rows in the past, and I've kind of just locked in my upper back, I've felt like I've missed out on a lot from letting your scapula ride forward and stretch out at the bottom. Like I really feel like this is helping me a lot, and it's gonna help me more in building back thickness as well when it comes down to it. Moving on, I did some some snatch grip shrugs again with the plates, because I didn't want to bring off my plates. They were still on the pull down cable stack. And I was like, man, this is just on here. I'm just gonna add two tens and just go for my shrugs. Traps are feeling big though, feeling pretty good. I did actually feel better on these from last week. I remember last week I've kept feeling this twinge feeling in my shoulder when I was coming up, and I really don't know what it was. I think maybe I was bringing my shoulders up too much, but like I felt it slightly like on rep 12 or 13 on the first set, but it kind of like dissipated, and I was really able to power through on my biceps before I started to feel it a lot. I don't know. I'm like torn between really liking these and also just not wanting to like tweak my shoulder or feel like shoulder pain in these. So I don't know, but they feel great on my arms. Like when I finish doing these, I have an insane pump. Like I had a nasty pump after I finished these, and I'm only doing like two sets. So I don't know. It's really a it's really a dilemma on these. Oh, got the arm out for the flex real quick. Wanted to see my arm gains. And then I messed up loading these preacher curls, because my top set was supposed to be 50 pounds ish, like 51, because the bar is like 11 and a half pounds when I weighed it. And it was supposed to be two 20s on each side, or two 10s on each side, and then just the bar, which is 51 and a half pounds. But I loaded on a 5, which was an extra 10 pounds, which was 61 and a half pounds, which is more than I've done on a preacher curl. And I got it for like 5, but it was way too heavy. And I wanted my top set to be somewhere between like 6 to 10. And then do my back off set with preachers, just do something lighter, which is what I did here. I did 41 and a half pounds, 10 and a 5 on each side, and just banged it out for 15 on my first. I think this is my second set, which I got like 13 on. I don't know. It was weird. I am testing out the top set down set, or back down set right now rather than straight sets, because I feel like I kind of want to go for higher reps after I've done a top set, instead of just doing straight reps and getting like, I don't know, maybe like 10 reps on the first one, 8 and then 7. After I do the top set, kind of just going for hard reps and getting more volume in. I honestly feel like that'll end up being better and keeping me healthier, but we'll see how that ends up working. Did some reverse curls, full range of motion. Lots of people do these. Stop halfway. I like going up all the way, really contracting my bicep and my forearm. I feel like a lot of people don't really get good bicep gains from this, just because they go like halfway up and they don't really go all the way up and squeeze their arm. But I'm really trying to get these as, you know, to be a bicep movement as much as it is a forearm movement, really, for me. Um, and it felt good. I did the same thing I did on preacher curl. This is my top set, like 51. I actually loaded it right this time, so it was 51.5 pounds for like 9. Back down was 41.5. And then I did some rear delt flies. Rear delts are weird because I do these 10 for like 12, and it's not really that hard. But I go to 20 and I can't even do a set of 5. I'm pretty sure that just means that my rear delts are weak, but I can't tell. Like, this was rough. This was hard. Um, this is one of the things that I'm looking forward to for sure. Is doing the rear delt flies and having like cables to really target it, because I feel like on the bench I don't really get a good contraction, and I feel like I'm definitely rushing it. So, I really don't want rear delts to become a weak point. I've always felt like they have been, especially when I was doing low bar. I noticed because I didn't have that great of a shelf, and it would end up just, wrecking my front delts because I didn't have a shelf really to be doing low bar, but I did it anyway. So, you know, it really is a dilemma, but it was a good pump today. Had a nice arm pump, great back pump, down in weight like a pound from yesterday, but still not back to my lowest. Hoping that I can get back there soon. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 45 and some leg training.